In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get the most out of Interlagos in Group 3 with the latest BOP for the next round in the official season of the Manufacturers Championship. Now, if you do enjoy these videos, hit the like button and subscribe and let me know in the comment section how it helped you out. Now, first up, let's get the strategy for this round 2 race out the way. Obviously, 12 laps means this is a sprint race. There's no required pit stop. It's a sprint race from start to finish. Now, one difference for this round is 18 minutes of qualifying. The race is actually going to be, I think, slightly longer or about the same length as the actual qualifying session. So getting that qualifying session and nailing your time trial experience is going to really help you out for the qualifying. So let's get involved with this and try and help you out for your lap. So going into turn 1, we are going to be looking for the 50 board. You can see it there, and we're braking just shy of that 50 board. Now, you want to keep the car over to the right hand side for your entry into the corner, and then as we go into first gear, you can see the first gear rotation. You really want to start rotating into that curb now. So left hand tire is going to get right up onto the curb. You can see the ghost in front of me using the curb, and then you're going to get into second gear and accelerate out in the McLaren. Now, obviously some cars are going to use different gears, but your same principles apply. Really attack this curb. And you can see what I do here. As I attack it, I actually lift off the throttle ever so briefly. Now, that is a safety thing. You can get away with being a lot more aggressive there with keeping it flat down a lot more. However, you run the risk of 1, getting a penalty, and 2, crashing a lot more. So it depends how much risk you want to take there. But for me, I tend to give it a little safety lift just to play it safe. Now, as we come into the next braking zone, we're looking for that 100 board. We are going to brake pretty much dead level with that 100 board. You can see it here as we play it onto the brakes, right level with it. And before the little bit of tarmac that you can see in front of us that comes out onto the track, make sure you're braking before that. Now, we're going to rotate it in with the second gear. And again, your left-hand tyre really wants to get up onto the curb here so that you can attack the throttle on the exit. The exit speed is incredibly important to get really aggressive into the acceleration and use that third gear as you come out the corner, and then work your way up the hill into the next right hand corner. Now, for the next braking zone, we are using again the 50 board that you can see in front of us here, braking just shy of that 50 board. And now this is where you want to really rotate it in at high speed. So in third gear, right hand tire right up onto the curb again. Again, you can see the ghost in front of me using that apex with the right hand tire. And then again, you don't want to go too far wide at this point of the corner. You want to try and hug this inside so that you can hit the apex again on the right hand side. So again, the curb, try and get your right hand tire up onto that curb. You can see I slightly miss there, but I do skim it briefly. And then as soon as your car is in a straight line, we're onto the brakes because we want to slow this car down to get it into first gear to again hit the curb as we rotate it through the corner. So you can see right hand tire up onto the curb and then aggressively on the throttle. You can see we're instantly onto that throttle to get a bit of acceleration out the corner. And again, braking just before the curb on the left hand side. You can see the start of the curb, braking just before that. And you want to hold a tight line. You want this left hand side to be hugging the curb all the way through this corner. And then you can again get on that throttle a little bit earlier, use some of the curb on the exit, and then into the next braking zone, which we're going to use. You got 2 markers, the curb on the right or the Astro on the left there. I use the left hand side because it's a little bit easier to judge as you're going into this corner. And then again, you can see we're pretty much dead level as we get on the brakes, and now we're rotating it in with first gear. Again, try and get it up onto the curb. I slightly miss the angle into that corner. You can see the ghost in front got a slightly better angle, probably lost a tenth there or so, half a tenth. And then as we go through this corner, you can see sometimes you are going to need to give it a little safety lift. I give it there. You can see it on the telemetry app as well, that little safety lift as we went through there. And then into the next braking zone, we're going to use a 50 again, but you want to brake quite a bit before the 50. If you leave it too late, you end up running wide and risking losing control on the curb. So a little bit earlier than what you sometimes think you need to brake here. And then that enables you to get on the throttle a little bit earlier up the hill, which then makes up the time massively. If you can really get on that throttle aggressively like we have there, you can see there was a couple of little hesitations on the telemetry, which I need to iron out if I really put a lot of practice into this. But yeah, reasonably good lap here as we go over the line. And I think we're going to go over the line looking at the delta, our previous lap. The delta, the green that you can see, is to the previous lap, and we're 4 tenths up, so it's going to be a 31.3. And as you can see there, we go over the line on 31.3. Now, if you do want to check out the telemetry app that I used for that track guide, you can use the link in the description to check that out. Now, we're going to run the lap again from chase camera. I've not put the telemetry on for this one because the braking markers do not show exactly the brake points because of the replay bug within Gran Turismo 7. But we've got the kilometers an hour, so hopefully this will help you out. And again, it's all about carrying the speed through that first sector there, getting the speed through the S corner, and then into this next corner. I always find it's all about how early you can get on the throttle as you come off the curb. The more aggressive you can do that and get the rotation, you gain so much time all the way up the hill into this next long right hand corner. And again, in this right hand corner, it's about hugging this inside. Do not let the car go all the way to the full width of the track. If you do that, you lose massive amount of lap time. You're talking like 3 tenths just gone in one corner by making a little mistake. Again, this left hand corner, use that curb, hug the curb, let the curb rotate you through the corner, and then you can accelerate out and gain a little bit on traction. And then into this next right hand corner, you can see I slightly miss it there. Would have been nicer to get a little bit of curb usage to rotate the car, and then that obviously compromised me into this. And now, like I said before, you can do that corner without lifting, but I tend to give it a safety lift just to make sure. And then again, onto that throttle, a couple of little brief lifts off the throttle that you saw there, just hesitating just in case I was going to run wide. Again, it's all about getting the confidence to keep that throttle down, but still, we go over the line on a pretty solid lap. So hopefully this will help you out. Let me know in the comment section if it has helped you out. And yeah, I look forward to hearing if you've managed to get some good points for this round in the comment section. And yeah, hit that like button on your way out. Take care, everyone.